Carhartt was founded in Detroit in 1889. It was the original American workwear company. Today, roughly 2% of its products come from U.S. facilities. We are breaking down 8 jackets that expose that gap, 5 that will fail you through misleading marketing, thinner materials, and offshore shortcuts, and 3 that still earn their place on the job site. The failures begin with the one word most buyers trust: rain. Number 1. The Rain Defender line sets the stage for Carhartt's most widespread job site letdown. Despite the promise in its name, Rain Defender jackets rely on a surface-only durable water repellent, DWR coating. Carhartt's own tech page describes this as a finish, not a membrane, and even labels the protection as temporary. In practice, that means water beads up briefly, but the fabric is never truly sealed. Workers report the same story across review sites: shoulders and chest soak through after just a light drizzle, with some seeing wet patches on the very first day. One landscaper wrote, "The water repellent coating peeled after the first rainstorm, the shirt soaked through in minutes." Another Amazon reviewer described rain seeping in at seams and cuffs, even before the first wash. The DWR coating's effectiveness drops sharply after repeated laundering, and gear testers peg the lifespan at about 15 to 50 wash cycles, far short of a full season's use for many trades. The result is a gap between marketing and reality, leaving buyers exposed when the weather turns. For anyone expecting real waterproofing, Rain Defender's surface treatment is a costly illusion. In second place, the Monterey and Shoreline Storm Defender jackets expose a deeper flaw in Carhartt's rainwear promise. While both lines carry the waterproof badge and feature the Storm Defender membrane, only the Shoreline model is confirmed to have fully taped seams, an essential detail for actual waterproofing. The Monterey, by contrast, omits any mention of seam taping in its official specs. This omission is not trivial. Without tape sealing the seams, water finds its way through stitch holes, especially at the shoulders, hood, and sleeves. Independent gear tests back this up. Water column breakthrough pressure on the Shoreline jacket comes in at just 5 millimeters, far below the 20 millimeter standard for true waterproof fabrics. Real-world reviews echo the lab findings. One Amazon customer reported chest and back patches soaked through on the very first day. Another described sleeve holes developing within a month. The result is a rain jacket that leaks at its most vulnerable points, leaving workers exposed despite a premium price tag and bold marketing claims. For anyone relying on Carhartt's Storm Defender label to stay dry on the job, the lack of taped seams in the Monterey line amounts to a costly oversight. Number 3. The Mexico-sewn Detroit jackets reveal how a legendary name can mask a dramatic shift in quality. Carhartt's roots reach back to 1889 in Detroit, where the original Detroit jacket earned its reputation for tough, heavyweight duck fabric and reinforced seams. Today, that same jacket often carries a tag reading "Made in Mexico," signaling a quiet but consequential change. The timeline of this offshore move remains blurry. Carhartt's public records offer no clear date, but by the middle of the 2010s, Mexican-sewn versions were widely available. Workers have noticed the difference. A Tractor Supply employee said the new Detroit was noticeably thinner, with threads loose all over the place, a far cry from the dense, triple-stitched construction that defined the classic. TikTok side-by-side comparisons show the lighter fabric weight and inconsistent seam work in the Mexico-made models. While some defenders say "Made in Mexico" is fine, user complaints about loose threads and a flimsier feel are hard to ignore. The often cited claim that only 2% of Carhartt sales now come from Kentucky or Tennessee plants remains unverified, a rumor, not a fact. What is clear is that identical branding no longer guarantees identical build. For workers expecting the Detroit jacket's historic toughness, the current offshore version can be a costly disappointment. Number 4. The Asian-made hoodies and lightweight workwear reveal how cost-cutting and fashion trends have come at the expense of job site reliability. Carhartt's catalog now features an array of hoodies, fleece jackets, and soft shells produced in Vietnam, China, and Bangladesh, each marketed under the same legacy branding that once stood for American-built toughness. The difference is more than just a label. These lighter garments use lower density fabrics and thinner insulation, leaving them prone to rapid wear and thermal collapse. Field technicians have reported zipper sliders grinding to a halt after a few weeks in dusty environments. One delivery driver said the front zipper failed after just 9 days on the job. Hardware issues do not stop there. Snaps and rivets loosen quickly, and the lighter insulation compresses flat after a single winter of stacking pallets, stripping away any real warmth. Workers expecting the resilience of classic Carhartt find themselves patching holes, fighting snagged zippers, and layering up against the cold. The trade-off is clear. By chasing lower prices and slimmer cuts, these overseas-made pieces sacrifice the durability that built the brand's reputation, leaving tradespeople exposed to the elements and to early garment failure. Number 5. Carhartt WIP marks the point where the line between workwear and fashion is no longer just blurred, it has been erased. Originating from a 1994 licensing deal with Swiss designers, WIP, short for Work in Progress, was built for street style, not job sites. The difference starts with the materials. WIP jackets use lighter weight fabrics and slimmer, trend-driven cuts, dropping the dense duck canvas and triple-stitched seams that built Carhartt's reputation. Hardware is swapped for non-industrial snaps and zippers, prioritizing looks over function. Customer forums and review threads are filled with complaints about premature abrasion, collars fraying, and thin linings wearing through after a single season of city wear. One construction worker summed it up, saying his WIP jacket looked great for a month, then the elbows shredded just from leaning on a workbench. While WIP pieces command premium prices in boutiques, they offer little protection or longevity for anyone actually working with their hands. For buyers expecting the rugged reliability of classic Carhartt, the WIP label delivers a costly lesson in brand dilution, a fashion statement with none of the job site substance. Number 6. The J140 firm duck-quilted flannel jacket stands as a rare bright spot for anyone who needs a jacket that actually delivers on the job. Unlike the lighter, fashion-driven lines, the J140 is built from 12-ounce, 100% cotton firm duck canvas, a material that shrugs off abrasion and resists tearing even after months of daily use. Independent tear tests put its fabric strength well above the industry average, withstanding up to 115 pounds of force before failure. Triple-stitched main seams and bar-tacked pocket corners reinforce every stress point, while Cordura reinforced cuffs protect the sleeves from fraying on ladders and rough edges. Inside, a quilted flannel lining provides immediate warmth, making this jacket a go-to for cold mornings or sudden weather shifts. Field reports from construction crews and warehouse workers consistently point to the J140 outlasting lighter models, with many owners wearing the same jacket for years without a blown seam or failed zipper. For buyers looking to separate marketing from reality, the J140 offers a clear checklist: heavyweight duck, triple stitching, Cordura cuffs, and a reputation built on actual job site longevity. Number 7. The Yukon Extremes Insulated Active Jacket 14458 stands as Carhartt's answer to the kind of cold that shuts down lesser gear. Built with a 1000 denier nylon shell, this jacket shrugs off wind, abrasion, and the kind of job site punishment that would shred lighter fabrics. Inside, a heavy dose of 150-gram 3M Thinsulate insulation delivers a measured R value that rivals the warmest work jackets ever tested. Thermal mannequin data puts its performance in the sub-zero range, where frostbite is a real risk. Hardware is engineered for reliability, with reinforced YKK zippers, storm flap rivets, and double-stitch stress points that all meet or exceed ANSI standards for workwear integrity. Field reports from Alaskan oil rigs and Dakota wind farms confirm the Yukon Extremes holds warmth and resists soak-through even in whiteout conditions. Failure rates remain minimal, with few credible complaints about blown seams or hardware fatigue. For workers facing brutal winters, this jacket provides not just insulation, but a level of protection that justifies its reputation as a genuine savior in the Carhartt lineup. And finally, in first place, Duckshore and Engineer coats that are union-made in USA offer a rare glimpse of Carhartt's original promise: durability rooted in American labor and materials. These jackets are produced at the Kentucky plant, and the tags are stamped Union-made, Local 2797, with a clear Made in USA declaration. The difference starts with the fabric, a 12-ounce heavyweight cotton duck that shrugs off abrasion and holds up to years of field repairs. Unlike the lighter offshore-made lines, these coats use single-needle seams and a consistent, dense stitch count, details that stand up to close inspection. Buyers report wearing the same chore coat for decades, patching elbows and replacing buttons rather than tossing the jacket after a season. Union-made tags are not just a nod to nostalgia. They signal stricter quality control and a lineage that traces directly back to Carhartt's Detroit roots. For anyone seeking proof that rugged, reliable workwear is still possible, the Union tag and heritage construction of these coats provide a checklist: heavyweight duck, triple stitching, easy repair, and a provenance that can be traced from Georgia cotton fields to Kentucky sewing floors. Availability is limited, but when found, these jackets deliver the reliability and authenticity that built the Carhartt legend. Across all 8 jackets, one pattern stands out: the Carhartt label no longer guarantees job site durability. Marketing still sells tradition, but quality is now hit or miss, often missing where it matters most. For workers, branding is just fabric. Performance is the real legacy. Choose carefully. Share your job site stories below.